Unique podcast
with Christina
and Lance, where we discuss various topics that impact parents and children with the purpose of inspiring authenticity, openness, and connection.
We want our audience to stay curious and courageous, but most importantly, safe.
This is an I'm Motherfucking Awesome Yo production.
Welcome to episode 3, the second part of the school bullshit. Yay.
Man, we're on a roll with the cursing already. You know I have to put that on every single video now.
Yep.
Okay.
This is the social aspect. So, before we get into...
Yeah, who are we?
Before we get into this little pot stirring situation that you're going to love.
Who are you?
I am Lance.
And I am Christina. And we are...
Tired.
I'm not tired. I feel great.
You feel great.
I do. I'm not too happy with this lighting, though. I'm glad we don't do videos and it's mostly podcasts, even though I try to put some videos out.
True. I mean...
So if you're watching this on video, I'm actually drinking.
Yeah, it's fermented grape juice.
It's sangria. Alright, so before we start, you said you wanted to do something. By the way, if you hear that meeping, that's a little kitten that we're,
fostering.
Yeah, we're fostering. I think that's Nee.
Yeah, that's Nee. Son's probably somewhere else.
Son's probably sleeping.
True.
Alright. So before we get started, you said you wanted to do something?
The introduction, Mom.
Oh.
That's what it was.
I stole her thunder. Alright, so what are we doing?
We are going over the social aspect, the friend groups, technically the entire feel a school gives off, depending on the...
And that impacts your education?
I mean, it kind of does.
It impacts your learning environment? Okay.
It does.
Alright, cool. Talk about that.
Like, the feel that the school gives off because of the staff and the student body, so...
Okay.
Like... You
Make
you
sure
have to
when
learn
you're talking forward, because your mic's not going to pick it up when you're looking at me. No, don't do that. Don't be a lame ass. Y'all, we're still tweaking, like, setups and stuff, so be patient with us. Luckily, I can kind of change the...
sound.
I mean, we can be weird like that if you want. We can always move them in, too. That's how me and Jennifer have them.
True.
I don't know if you want to do that.
So, like, back on topic... because you have to sit for an hour with these people. If you don't like them and they don't like you, you're just not going to want to do shit. Sort of. I mean, it kind of depends on you, the person, but...
Okay.
You know. But like the last video, these are going to be the social environments that are best for us, for learning. Like, you know...
Okay.
Your highs and lows, your like, oh hey, I like that. It's a little iffy type thing.
I think we're at a different place though in our lives because social environments don't impact me as much as they impact you.
Yeah.
But I can remember, hey, y'all, one of the things I said I would always do when I had kids is I would remember what it was like to be at those different stages of my life. And I've done a really good job of remembering, I think. So I think I'll be alright with this one.
Alright. Do you want to go for complaint or compliments?
Whatever you want to do.
Do you want to complain first? Okay.
I mean, I said it's always easier to talk about the negative than the positive.
Alright, so what are your negatives for social environment when it comes to school?
Now or then?
Let's go for both.
So now, as much as I would like to have a positive connection with people, it really doesn't matter to me anymore. I will tell you this, what difference I get because my learning environments from high school and middle school were extremely different than they are in college, not just distance learning wise, but when I was actually going to college. And I don't think it has anything to do with age. I think it had to do more along the lines of the neighborhood I lived in. We had a lot of violence and stuff in our school, and I think that was definitely a distractor. A lot of people were trying to be like cool kids and stuff like that, and I went to a small college where they only had basketball, and I didn't, I was in my 30s when I went back to college.
When you were getting your master's?
Oh, my bachelor's.
Bachelor's.
Yeah, my associates and my bachelor's.
So many.
When I got my master's, it was all online. I was a part of a university. They got their football team after I graduated.
Wow.
But I am into sports and stuff. It's just, it wasn't a part of my school culture. Now, when I was going to high school and middle school, I was trying to fit in with everybody and trying to find myself. Like I said, there was a lot of violence at my schools, and I think that is a big distractor for students. And I know a lot of schools have tried to mitigate that, like with school uniforms and stuff, but you still have cliques. I just think it's something that you really can't avoid, and it really sucks being... So if you're a weird kid and you accept being a weird kid, and you find the weird kids to hang out with, I think it's not terrible unless you're like totally bullied by the other shitheads. But when you're a weird kid but you want to fit in with the cool kids, like, it's hard. And I think I was that person. I think I was that person. So it was hard for me. And also for me, what was very difficult was that I moved around so much, like I talked about before. Not only did it impact my ability to learn, but it impacted my ability to connect with others. So I often felt alone, and I got beat up a lot because I was always trying to fit in with people, and people took advantage of me and my niceness. And I just, I had a really shitty
school career.
Yeah, I just had a shitty childhood, y'all. And I hate to say that. And that's why when my kids went to school, like, I wanted them to have the school experience. I remember when the girls were, my older three were in elementary school and middle school, and they would have like Spirit Day or something, or Spirit Week, and I would always help them go all out for that because I really wanted them to have that experience that I didn't have. And I tried to promote going to football games and being a part of clubs that you like. Not necessarily being a cool kid, but just being a part of that school experience that I think is so important.
We didn't have spirit stuff for middle school.
Yes, you did.
No, we didn't. We had, like, spirit stuff for, like, elementary and high school, but...
You didn't think it was... I don't think... You had stuff in middle school, something that I tried to be... Like, Kyra had that band thing... where they dressed up medieval, and like I got really dressed up for that, and I brought a friend.
Oh, the thing that we did for band, the Renaissance dinner.
Were you there too?
I was in band.
I'm a shitty mom, y'all. Both of you?
Yeah.
All three of you? No.
Kayla was in concert band before she left, and Kyra and I were in symphonic band.
So you guys were at the... Okay, I'm a horrible mother.
Symphonic middle school band. This happened only 3 years. They, maybe along with a small portion of concert band, do the Renaissance dinner.
So you were there?
So I was participating because I was in symphonic band.
How come I don't have pictures of you?
I don't know. I mean, you went.
I know I went. I have pictures of Kyra.
And, I mean, you don't have pictures of me, but you went to mine.
I felt horrible.
Fine. I most likely wouldn't have wanted pictures anyway.
Y'all, I had a really bad moment for a good couple years in my life where I was just not that engaged with my children, and I feel horrible about it. I'm so sorry.
I wouldn't have wanted pictures anyway.
It doesn't matter. I wanted to be there, and I make a big deal out of everything, don't I?
You do.
I do. I mean, I don't go more than they're willing to let me go, so... Like, Kyra gets more of a big deal because she's kind of an attention whore like I am. But you are less so I make a big deal up to her limit.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, you were there, that's what mattered.
Aww.
What I didn't like was the fucking dress I had to wear.
Did you wear Kyra's blue one?
No, they gave me a black and kind of like what's that one pink?
Oh, you had to borrow one.
Yeah. Because I was bigger than her. Still bigger than her.
No, I think we got rid of it.
No, because No, those are costumes owned by the school.
You know, we're totally off on a tangent again.
Yep.
And I don't really edit anymore. It's
So-
just too much of a pain in the ass. So
Yeah.
y'all get what you get.
Yeah.
Sorry. Not sorry.
We're not sorry.
You get the full experience. This is us. Ah! I missed that TV show. I need to watch it.
Oh boy.
So what about you?
For my negatives, I mean, the things that you've mentioned don't really... They... Like the violence in school and stuff. Like, you know how it is with technology. They'd rather fucking stand there, record, and say, World Star, and just sound like a general idiot while someone's...
No. I had somebody get their kneecap blown off outside the school window.
Holy shit.
I had a shotgun in my face at a football game. Yeah, that was my high school experience.
My whole school experience was me learning about fights after they happened about a week later. Because
Even in Arizona, man, we didn't have gun violence, but we had people, man, they were duking it out. I remember this one girl was smashing this girl's head into the lockers. I was like, well, damn.
Oh my god. But, yeah, like, violence doesn't really affect the whole school body. It more like it only affects the people that it happened to or the ones that were involved. So, like, we have phones now, they record, and, like, World Star, like, oh, you know, all that stupid shit that you see in videos.
I could tell you so many, I don't think I've told you all the stories about fights.
Oh my god, like, there's this, because, like, at one of my old high schools, it always happened on right after the pep rallies, but there was always a fight after the pep rallies. So it happened every other week during football season. I'm just
so
like,
I got into
Jesus.
2 fights in middle school, and they were, I mean, one was a fight, and the other one I got jumped. And then also in middle school, it's on my school record that I incited a riot because a girl wanted to fight me. And I didn't want to get in trouble, so I said, well, let's fight in the alley after school. And then everybody heard about it. And they were, like, chanting our names. Like, I had half the school on my side. She had half the school on her side.
Chris!
It was so ridiculous. And then in high school, like, I got jumped all the time in high school. So,
Oh.
I mean,
I haven't.
and there were always... I wish people would have... The one fight that I got into one-on-one, like, all that girl did was scratch my face. And they called me Scarface for, like, 3 months. It was horrible. Like, I punched her, but, like, she was so fat it didn't do anything. My little skinny white ass.
What were her nails like? Were they like this?
I don't know, but she dug deep into my face on either side. And, like, I really did have, like, really bad gashes on both sides of my face.
Oh.
Yeah, I was supposed to meet my boyfriend, too, after school. So I had to, like, sneak a note to his brother who went to school with me. I was, of course, dating somebody older because I was one of those kids. But, yeah, they called me Scarface for a while. It was terrible. I was, like, so upset. I was like, damn it. Like, I did everything that I was told to do by my stepbrother. My stepbrother told me how to fight. That don't work when you're getting jumped, though, man. You can't do nothing when you get jumped.
For punch him.
But we're getting off on my adventures in
adventures.
life.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if you think about it, it really impacts how I am as a parent.
Yeah.
So, you know, I purposefully, one of the reasons why I joined the military is because I wanted to give my kids a better life. And people go to Long Beach now and they're like, Long Beach is so amazing. And I'm like, it wasn't in the fucking 90s. I'm like, I don't know how the hell Long Beach looks the way it does now.
You're just gonna cover the entire room with lipstick, aren't you?
Oh, I guess because I'm not paying attention. It's about halfway around. Yeah. I get cute for these podcasts. I don't go anywhere.
I mean, I definitely don't go anywhere. You can tell. But, like, it happened every other week. And the only time that it affected me was that it affected an entire class. And I had, so, like, we had my biology class for, like, freshman year, like, right next to the lunchroom, and that's where the fight happened. Someone threw another person into the wall and broke the wall on the hallway side. And so for like 3 weeks, we had to hear the repairs going on. We're just like, God, I hope nothing falls.
Can I ask you something then? So most of your schools didn't have quads, right? You guys you were always indoors.
I mean, it depends on the class.
No, what I'm saying is, like, on lunch, you got a really short lunch break, and it was always indoors, right?
No.
You had quads?
We had courtyards.
How big were those courtyards?
I'd say, like, this is, like, fuck.
Okay, so, in comparison to Roosevelt, were they the size of Roosevelt's?
No, because this is, like, this was in Fort Walton.
So let me ask you this. Were there more fights at Roosevelt?
I think it was about the same amount.
You think so? See, I have
heard.
this theory that because your schools were so small in Florida that it's kind of hard to get into a real knockout, drag-out fight. Because they have so many people watching and your breaks are so short. But, like, when I look at Roosevelt High School, like, they have a big quad area.
It is a big courtyard, but, because, I mean, for Walton, we were a generally, chill, southern, open-minded school. So, we didn't really care, like,
But you guys didn't have a whole lot of freedom either.
I mean, kinda did.
You did? Like, you had little cliques and shit?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, everyone had...
See what I know.
Cliques and shit. So, and, like, you could easily pick these people out, but you'd always find, like, different people inside those cliques. Like, they like to mingle, bring in friends from their other friend groups. So, as you do.
I didn't see very many scary people there, so.
I mean, because we're all just like, hey, yo, please don't do that. It's like, okay.
I think I scared the kids more than anything.
It's like, I'm gonna do it anyway. And then, like, normally we talk, like, they talk things out, and it doesn't normally escalate to a fight. Unless it's pep rally day. Now, for Roosevelt, from what I've heard from both schools, because I notice fights at Fort Walton, because it's a smaller environment and you hear about these things sooner. Roosevelt kind of had the same amount of fights per year from what I've noticed, like, despite it being a bigger courtyard.
That was my only concern when I put you in Roosevelt. Like, I wanted a more diverse school for you, but I also know the surrounding, like, not my street, but, like, the street behind us and some of the other surrounding pockets of neighborhoods. They're pretty, like, not cool. Like, and when I went to Roosevelt, the campus was so big. That's what concerned me. I was always worried you were going to get beat up. But you're only there for a year.
Yeah, I mean, like, even if
you wanted diversity, so I got you diversity.
Yeah, even if I was there for, like, more than a year, I most likely would not have gotten fucking beat up. Because...
No, because you don't do stupid shit like I do.
I don't... That, and...
you agree with me!
Yeah. I mean, I also do stupid shit, but not your kind of stupid shit.
I know.
So... But, like, I didn't, like, really branch out much. Like... You know how I am. I, like, catch vibes off of people. I'm like, I don't like that vibe. I don't go near them. So
I got beat up for the dudes I dated, so...
Oof. Yeah.
That's about it.
I... didn't really date.
Yeah, well, if I didn't date those dudes, you and your sisters probably wouldn't be here, so...
Yeah.
Or you'd be totally different. Just saying.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have that nice tan.
It is a nice tan.
You're welcome.
And I don't even have to sit in the sun for long.
Nope, you're welcome.
But it's also part of the resource officers, because...
Yeah, we didn't have that shit.
Yeah, you didn't have that shit. But Roosevelt, and, like, for Walton, like, these were the resource officers that were, like, really cool with the kids, and we really didn't want to fucking disappoint them, so...
I loved your school suspension officer at Navarre. Was it Navarre?
I never went to Navarre.
Oh, yeah, you didn't, did you?
No,
okay,
that was...
Kairos, oh, man.
Kayla and Kyra went to Navarre.
That dude right there is badass. I like him. I need to write him a letter.
So, it's mostly in part like we didn't want to disappoint our resource officers because we like these people.
Y'all are lame.
They're pretty chill. And we also don't want this shit on our school record, especially if we're aiming for scholarships in college.
All right, so how did that impact your learning environment?
It didn't really impact it at all. Like,
so fighting didn't. So what did?
It was just like, I think it's like the fucking, like when it happens to someone that's in my class. Because I remember someone in one of my dance classes at Fort Walton, like they got into a fight. And I'm like, really?
You told me about that one, didn't you?
Yeah, the one where she like fucking slammed the girl's head into the wall by the fucking computer. Yeah, that.
And
happened.
I asked if you were gonna end up getting pulled into it. I think.
No, because I wasn't there.
I know that, but I remember my concern being if, and I'm not telling you, I never said don't be her friend. I said my concern is if you befriend her, are you gonna get beat up next?
No, because like we have small groups in the dance class, and
I think I even told you I'd teach you how to fight.
I mean, yeah.
None of my kids never wanted to learn how to fight.
I mean, I remember you saying back to the wall. Don't let them get your
don't let them get you on the ground. Don't let them get to your kidneys.
Yeah, like I remember
hands up in front of your face. And girls like to pull hair.
So like if also
and pull backpacks.
Also take out your earrings.
Yes!
Especially if they're dangly.
Earrings, and then Kyra has a nose ring, so I was like, Kyra, you need to take out, and Kyra has glasses. I said, if you even think you're going to get into a fight, just take that shit off.
Take off all your accessories.
Just take it off slowly. You don't have to be like them bitches on the movies. I'm going to fuck you up. Let me get my earrings out. No, just be like, oh, yeah, you got a problem with me? Okay. All right, let's
take out the nose ring.
What do we
pull your hair back? Yeah. She had longer hair back then.
What are we gonna do about this?
Just be really chill. It's really off-putting to those kinds of people. But
the other thing is sometimes you'll know the ones that talk.
Yeah.
All talk ones, and if you're like, all right, let's go, and they're like, what?
And they'll like immediately.
I had that happen to me in middle school. This girl talked so much shit about me for 2 freaking weeks. 2 freaking weeks. And I was like, you know what? I'm so done with this. So I went to school looking like a bum. I had no makeup on. I had no jewelry on. I had on some t-shirt I didn't care about and some shorts I didn't care about. And I walked up to her at the lunch time and I'm like, all right, let's go. What are you talking about? I was like, you've been talking shit about me for 2 weeks. Come on. Let's go. Let's just take care of this. No, I wasn't.
Fucking wimp.
And I'm not a fighter, but like after a while I would rather be like, all right, let's do this than get caught off guard. And most likely I would have been jumped by her fucking friends.
Yeah.
I very rarely got into fights with people that actually had a problem with me. It was always their freaking friends.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you can't fight your own damn battles?
Weak.
Don't get me. See, you've gotten me started on this topic.
Yeah, I know.
You like doing that to me, don't you? That's why you have me talk first. That's just not okay. This is supposed to be about you.
I mean, yeah, but...
You like my stories.
Yes.
Ridiculous. This is not the Christina show. This is the Lance show.
I know. Because when she got into a fight, like everyone, like, the class knew about it first in her close friend group. And I'm like, seriously? We have spring show in 3 weeks.
That's what you were concerned about?
Yes.
You weren't concerned about her being beat up?
That girl looked worse than, like, the one she was fighting looked worse. So.
But still.
Like.
It's no fun getting in a fight, y'all.
It isn't.
You don't know.
I mean, I was almost pulled into a fight in middle school because. Almost. It didn't happen because the dean got there first, and I'm just like.
I did not know nothing about this. You see what my children do? They don't tell me shit.
I mean, like,
I sit here and tell everybody about what an open relationship me and my children have, and I'm just like, when I get into modes like this, I start finding out.
Because, like, I didn't see it as a big deal, because the furthest it has gotten was literally everyone getting pulled into the dean's office one at a time, because what really got this person's attention was one of my friends calling them a bitch, and I'm like, what?
How dare you call somebody a bitch?
Like, do you know
what
how
a horrible thing to call somebody.
And, like, they really kicked up a fucking stink about it.
So we're like 28 minutes into this, and we haven't talked about what bothers you at school.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna... Ooh, what really bothers me and concerns to fighting is the fucking zero tolerance policy.
Okay, well, does that really impact your learning?
No.
Zero tolerance. Okay, what impacts your learning?
But it impacts my friends, but then impacts my learning.
Okay.
Because
it impacts your learning?
It just makes me fucking stew in it
What impacts your learning?
So, zero tolerance policy is a part of this. Because it, like, really grinds my gears and it just kind of takes my efficiency level.
What did you
down.
say last time?
Jimmy's my jams.
Jimmy's your jams.
Okay, go ahead. So, like, the zero tolerance policy of, hey, zero violence, but here's the thing, that protects the bullies more than it protects the people that are being bullied, because if you get into a fight with your bully, or if you get into a fight, period, you are expected to somehow find a way outside of that tight fucking ring of a shitload of students and go get a teacher, like, and all these students are be like, ooh, ooh, like that, and it's just like, we have to be able to defend ourselves, and yet, if you defend yourself, you yourself are probably gonna get fucking suspended. And ISS, probably. And I'm like, if that ever happened to me, like, if I got fucking jumped at school and that shit happened, it would impact my learning. And it also has impact learning of my friends, and that kind of, like, made me like, man, fuck this shit, and my efficiency level kind of went down a couple notches in school. So, and at Medina, you saw my efficiency level go down in fashion.
I don't agree with this one-size-fits-all
policy
way of handling things.
Yeah.
I think I've expressed that in the first 2 episodes.
You have.
I absolutely don't. And I've told my children that if you don't start a fight but you finish it,
it's no
problem.
No problem. But if
start a fight, then we need to talk and be like, why did you start this fight?
Yeah.
But my kids aren't like that. So as long as you don't start the fight, I'm all for you finishing it. Kick the shit out of them. Get a chair. I don't care.
Yeah.
Just don't kill them.
Defend yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, for another aspect that has kind of, like, impacted my learning a little bit was the types of people, because cliques do exist, and this kind of, like, happened in elementary school, like, you know about it, where I was, like, kind of getting picked on, and I'm just like, I don't want to go to school.
What?
Yeah, that happened in, like, when we were in base housing, because we lived, like, so close.
Do I just not remember it, or did I not respond appropriately?
I think you responded appropriately, it's just that you probably don't remember.
Okay, y'all, I have a really bad memory now.
Because you've been on the fritz lately.
Yeah, it's just...
So,
bad.
Like, you know me, I'm a fucking weird kid.
Yeah.
So I got fucking picked on all the time, and I just didn't want to go to school anymore, and that brought down my wanting to actually do good in school. And it showed, because if you look at my grades,
yeah, I think you had some, but I've always told you that I don't care about your grades.
Yeah, so
grades are only for college. Like, if you want to go to college, like,
yeah,
you just need to DG, done graduate.
Don't graduate. Make that into a shirt.
No, well, that's an army term, or that's not an army term. That's a military term. Why did I say? I got army on the brain, y'all. My daughter in the army has the problems, and me and the army are not. We are not friends right now.
It's not that having a good time.
But DG done graduated is a military thing. Like, it's an air. I don't know if it's just Air Force, but.
Oh my god! Can you, like, make me a sticker for that?
That says DG.
Done graduate, so I can just slap it on my laptop.
We can design something that goes along with your marketing stuff if you want.
Nice.
We can get those little Kiss Cut stickers.
Kiss Cut?
Yeah, that's what they're called. Where they cut them out around the design. Like, I need to get the Pooping is Awesome one. I love that one that I made. We can make whatever marketing crap you want to make.
Yeah.
We can make a shirt that says DG done graduated. We pulled a narwhal on it. Her little thing is
It's
a narwhal.
narwhal.
She's a sort of unicorn.
Unicorn of the sea.
Yeah, she's the unicorn.
Because narwhal tusks.
Well, you used to love dolphins, so I guess it kind of goes since I switched over to unicorns.
I mean, it's technically a porpoise anyway.
Yeah, I didn't always like
It's
unicorns.
a whale. Dolphins are whales.
Okay.
Are they?
Anyways,
Um,
so zero tolerance policy sucks.
zero tolerance policy does fucking suck.
I agree with that. 100%.
Not one size fits all. Like, come on. If it doesn't work for clothes, then it definitely doesn't work for school policies.
When Kyra was called the N-word, man, if she would have decked that kid, I would not have punished her. I told her to make fun of him. She's like, I was just so surprised, Mom. I didn't know what to say. And I was like, you could have said this. I had all these witty comebacks for her. She's like, man. But instead, she told the big ass black Marine that was her school suspension officer, and that little white boy feared for his ever-loving life. So, yes.
That's a funny situation, not one you want to be in, but...
I was like, that was the next best thing, Kyra. Good job.
Man. Oh, that also reminds me. Middle school, because we all know most of this shit happens in middle school. I was told...
Sucks.
It does suck. I was told to go back to Africa.
Who told you? I didn't know about this.
I'm just like, what the fuck, dude?
Be like, I'm not from Africa. I'm from New Mexico. I'm New Mexican.
It's like...
That's what you guys used to tell people. I'm New Mexican.
It's like, what? I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? Just went on with my day.
You can't go back to Africa.
It's like, I was never from Africa.
Not even if you did, like, you would probably get, like, killed because you're half black and half white.
Yeah. Probably.
Somewhere at that half black, half white. You're some mixture of white and black. Your dad's got a little bit of white in him, so you're like 51% white and 49% black.
I'm like, what else is there?
Your dad's got like a drop of white in him.
I'm
no
like,
shit. He knows his lineage.
I'm like, what else is there? Fucking
You're
Hispanic?
You're 51% white. That's why y'all are so white.
Yep, there we go.
People are like, why do y'all act so white?
Because I'm 51% white.
I'm waiting for you to get made fun of for that stupid shit. I'm over here shaking the camera.
I've never been made fun of.
Kyra didn't get made fun of until, well, she got made fun of
for not being black enough.
When she was in debate, because she was always on the opposite side of the debate when they talked about black race things. Not just race things, but things that had to do with black African Americans, however you want to call it.
Oh, like the fucking negro thing for Spanish?
No, like the N-word and stuff like that. Like you know, she
negro?
has... just the N-word itself. She had her own...
Because it
you're going too far into it. I'm just saying, like, she's never had an issue until that one class and then until she joined the Army.
Yeah.
And then she got picked on because she didn't know how to do the ghetto handshake. She didn't lay her edges down. And I'm like, she got all excited because somebody showed her how to lay her edges down. And I'm like, I could have showed you how to do that. You never asked. Like, my kids did what they wanted to do. Like, if they didn't... Kyra barely did anything with her hair. So, like, I wasn't one of those parents that forced anything on you guys.
Yeah. I mean, you never, like, really did anything unless we asked for it.
Exactly. So if you wanted to lay your edges down, like, just because I'm white doesn't mean I don't know how to do shit.
Yeah.
And even if I don't, I have black friends.
It's like, you could ask
Or I'll
them.
be one of those weird white people, not weird, I'll be one of those brave white people that goes to, like, the black salon and says, can you please help me? I love those people.
It's like,
Like,
hey.
when they adopt it, especially when they adopt and they have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're like these sweet old people, these sweet old white people.
It's like, hey, can you show me how to do this?
And you know, I love seeing those stories, because just because you didn't grow up in that environment or that culture doesn't mean that you can't love a child, and it doesn't mean that you can't learn.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, Charlie is a lot different than you guys, like with her hair and stuff, and I've had to, you know, I've had to ask friends. I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I grew up in a ghetto freaking mixed neighborhood. And I still like. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Help me. This is just too much. So yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're a weird kid. You grew up in a really weird environment.
Yeah.
Fuck me. Fuck me for not showing you how to
Lay your edges.
lay your edges and ghetto handshake and fuck, I don't know. I taught y'all how to twerk. Like, I guess that wasn't enough.
Did you?
No, I'm just fucking with you. Because I have triple B night. Booze, booty music, and baking when I be dancing and stuff, so I'm trying to be funny.
It's not computing, but okay.
What? You don't remember that night that... Oh, you weren't there.
What did you do?
Oh my god, that's not the story though. We'll have to tell the story another time.
Another time.
I forgot you weren't there for that. You were there when Charlie twerked though. They taught Charlie how to twerk.
They did?
I was on a triple B night. They taught her how to twerk. I didn't. Her sisters did. And they were like, Mom, come look at this. And I'm like, oh my god, no! Charlie, don't ever do that shit again.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was funny.
Oh god. Oh yeah. So it's like mostly the policies and people and shit.
Yeah, I don't like school policies nowadays. I don't.
Hold on. My favorite one is the dress code. Hold on. Because...
Don't get me started on dress code.
Hold on. This has been brought up multiple times on different social media platforms by other people. With pictures of, how is this? And it's like a workout shirt for like a guy. Different from this. And it's like a workout shirt, like workout clothes for a girl. And it's just like, how are you going to not allow this, but allow this shit? I'm just...
I mean, you're not going to get any argument from me on that because...
Like, I understand that male and female bodies are different. Yes, we do get bigger up here in terms of why. And
that
like,
would be boobs, y'all.
Yeah, I don't like boobs. Congratulations.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, around the time that I was in high school is when they started getting pissy about, like, spaghetti straps and bra straps showing. So girls started wearing strapless bras. Then they banned spaghetti straps. And it just...
And...
Especially in Arizona, it's hot as fuck there.
Yeah, like, oh my god, it's always in the hotter states where I have these ridiculous ass fucking...
Well, because they can.
Yeah, because they can. And I'm just like, okay, let me tell you something. It is humid here. The actual temperature sometimes actually reaches the triple digits, and the humidity makes it even worse.
Tops anyways.
I never wore tank tops because I was self-conscious as a kid.
Yeah, I know. You wore all the fucking baggy clothes and shit.
Yeah, and long sleeves and jackets. Especially during summer.
It'd be 100 degrees outside, so you'd have freaking sweats on and a hoodie. But, I mean, I completely agree. Now, I will say something. I don't like them booty shorts.
Yeah, like, things like, if you have a big cup size and you're wearing a fucking spaghetti strap and your cleavage is hanging out, that is kind of a problem. If you have a big butt or a butt in general, or you have no ass and you're wearing those booty shorts that show even like this much, like about this much ass cheek, that is a problem. Because
I don't like those shorts that have the little pockets hanging out the bottom on
the pockets and like the frayed ends, like
yeah, so stupid.
It's so stupid, isn't it? Like,
so
it's just
I think there's...
I'm like, dress appropriately for the environment, but also dress for your health and safety. But what cracks me up is
they tell you can't wear those booty shorts, but then you see the freaking cheerleaders in their little teeny tiny skirts.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's the fucking difference?
Yeah, what is the difference? Oh, it's a school uniform.
Well, I'm okay with them wearing that uniform at football games, but I'm talking about when they wear them to school on Friday. Yeah, like they should have like a warm-up pant or something like the football players wear.
Fort Walton did do that. Like they have because they have to wear tights under their stuff too, and they also have like I think it's more like a skirt type situation for their skirts, but they also wear like the fucking. You know those fucking pants that have like the same material as the PT pants, the long ones, the long-legged PT pants. Not the sweats. but it's like that. Like they wore those under, and they had jackets on, but at Roosevelt they didn't have that. So I'm just like,
So was what people wore at school, was that a distractor for you?
no, it never
Or was it the policies?
The policies are just, it's
So if a girl had her big old bazongas out,
Like,
that wouldn't have bothered you and distracted you?
it wouldn't have bothered me, and it wouldn't have bothered anyone else in there unless they're a fucking sleaze bag.
And see, that's what bothers me. I think they need to punish the dudes that, like, grab people's bra straps.
And fucking put their phones, like, in a certain way to get fucking panty pics under girls'
So then they tell
skirts.
you that you have to change your clothes. I don't like that either.
Yeah, like, punish the fucking sleaze bags and not the ones that are wearing the clothes. Because, and here's the fucking excuse that they always use. Well, if your bra straps are hanging out, it's gonna distract the boys from their learning. And I'm like...
You like chicks and it doesn't distract you, so I don't understand.
Like...
Control yourself.
Like,
Just like that boy that kept touching Kyra's butt.
Oh.
I told her, I said, he touches your ass one more fucking time. Because his mom would pick him up from school. I said, I will walk up there, up to his mom's van and have a little conversation about her shithead son.
Yeah.
I was like, I am not playing. I said, either you have two choices. You can go snitch on him or you can break his fucking fingers. And if you don't do either one of those, I'm going to go say something to the mom. And I was not kidding.
Yeah, so...
I'd have been fine with her breaking his fingers.
So, I mean, it's not that hard to break fingers anyway.
I'm just saying, like, I was so mad.
Yeah. Oh, like, big old titties, spaghetti straps, like, kind of keep that at home because if you're not wearing a bra, that you just so happen to not be wearing a bra that day and you accidentally have a fucking fallout with your tits, you're gonna be embarrassed about it.
Well, I think you should keep your private parts private.
Yeah, private parts private, but fucking
So
Medina.
Lisa had issues because she was so tall.
Yeah, the fucking fingertip or...
Oh no! At her school,
fist.
it can be more than an index card above her knee, and she had really long legs.
And like the fist thing and like the index card, I'm like, you do realize that some of your student body, especially the females, are actually taller than what you want them to be for that to work, right?
I don't know. That's all here and there. So we both agree that that's a distractor. Those stupid rules.
Yeah, those hinder my self-expression. So, now, the location of the school does play a part into the social aspect.
Okay.
Because, cities tend to be, like, more diverse and accepting of things in social aspects.
Okay.
And like, more rural or, like, more conservative.
Okay.
So, I'm just gonna fucking say it. Medina was more conservative in their rules and, like, much more, fucking strict about it.
Okay.
Like, the phone policy where they had you pay $15 fucking to get your own shit back.
You got a lot of F-bombs today. So at Medina, if you got caught using your cell phone, you or your parent would have to pay $15 to get it back for the first offense.
No, first offense it was free, especially if you were new. After that, you had to pay $15 to get it back, despite it being your own
because
property.
they were so strict about cell phone usage.
Yeah. I'm just like, first of all, and then, like, let me tell you something about how people got their electronics back without paying. They're like, it's not your phone, it's my phone. I can report you for stealing or holding.
They can't.
I'm
It's
just
a school
like,
policy.
I'm just like, it's a school policy.
It's a school policy. You can't do that.
And,
and a lot of
yeah.
those kids, I could tell when I went in there, what kids were favored, what kids were not. Like, it's a very big area, but a very small town.
Yeah. And, like, I was left alone after the first mishap with that entire phone policy because I just had it on my desk. I wasn't using it because it was in my bag and it was in the way. So I had to take it out. And we all know what happened. an hour and a half long anxiety attack, and the admins just left me alone. After that, like, they gave me my stuff back.
They probably didn't expect my response, so.
Yeah. What was your response?
I think me and the school counselor already had an understanding about you, and I don't think she thought it was appropriate how it was handled either. And I think that had a lot to do with it.
Okay.
It wasn't just me. It was just a very inappropriately handled.
Yeah. So.
And it wasn't even. It's not the policy that's the problem.
It's how it was handled. It's how they go about it too.
No, so. It's how they handled it with you. Like, yeah. I don't think they do that to everybody. No. You were new and you're a weirdo.
Yeah.
And they don't tolerate weirdos there. I could tell. Like, I feel like people, like, when I signed you up for school, I felt like kids were gonna walk up to you and like bump you in the shoulder and be like, "We don't tolerate weirdos."
No, instead, most of the students were like. They noticed my hair and they're like, did you get a perm or is that natural? I'm like, natural. And like other questions were like, how did you get your hair like that? I'm like, water. Because they all had like, most of them had straight hair, and if they wanted it curly, they'd get a perm.
Right.
So like this was my defining feature, was my hair.
Well, I mean, when people look at you and your sisters, they probably think you're Hispanic.
Yeah. So like I've been mistaken for Cuban and Puerto Rican.
Yeah, but even Cubans and Puerto Ricans have curly hair.
Yeah, so...
My friend's Dominican and her hair is pretty curly.
Yeah. So, I'm just like, yo.
So all those social things really impact your learning, huh?
They do, because if I don't feel comfortable enough around the people that I have to sit with for an hour, I'm most likely not going to do anything in class.
So what do you think would be better? Like, what are your suggestions, your solutions, what's your insight?
One size does not, in fact, fit all on school policies.
I wouldn't say policies. I would say on how they handle situations.
And they go based off the policy and how to handle situations.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, so
I think there's a difference between a rule, policy, and how you actually handle something.
Yeah, so one size does not fit all.
Hurts.
They're teething.
I know, it hurts so bad. These stupid cats keep biting me.
Do in fact punish the people that are being schmarmy assholes, not the ones that aren't being schmarmy assholes.
I had the same issue though, because mine was only because they were scared. Like if gangbangers like jump me or something, the school isn't going to punish them. They're not. It's easier to punish the girl with the family that's going to like not care.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's only started now, but I get it.
It's a long running thing.
Yeah, but yours is a little bit different.
If you do notice any of this kind of shit happening, be open-minded, be helpful, care, because this is a school, this is where parents send their children.
So can the student body not do anything about it? Like, don't you have, like, presidents and stuff?
Presidents of the student bodies, like, I don't really know what they can do in terms of that kind of thing, but, like, mostly what they do
What about talking to your parents and, like, getting them to go to school board meetings? Like, I don't remember you guys ever talking to me about wanting to change policies.
Because they're not going to...
No, parents can go to school board meetings and they can, deal with the policies.
Yeah, but in concerns to school board policies, unless you have a serious backing and a shitload of angry parents and kids.
It takes just one person to bring it up. And that's something that I've learned over the years, is it takes just one person to speak out. Like, for instance, I'm going to use a military reference that everybody knows about in the news with Fort Hood. A lot of dirty stuff has been going on at Fort Hood for years. Like, forever. And it took one family to speak out to the news, and now everybody is uncovering these things that, oh my God, we didn't even know this was happening. because one person, one family spoke out. So I think that's one thing that happens is either kids are not telling their parents, or they're telling their parents and the parents are just passing it off as like, oh, you're just being a child.
Or you're being overdramatic. Like,
Yeah.
if... Also, parents, if your kids do come to you about this, listen, don't pass it off as them being
Give
a
them
child.
an opportunity and ask questions, because maybe how they're communicating it to you.
It doesn't make sense to you yet, and they have to find a way to get it out.
Right. So like we
So-
were saying, I was like, maybe it's not the policies, maybe it's how they handle things. That's
Yeah.
more the issue.
Yeah, like, punch the smarmy assholes, okay?
Yeah, if Kyra would have smacked the shit out of that boy for touching her butt and she would have got in trouble instead of him, I would have had issues.
Yeah, and it all...
And anytime my kids did tell me about stuff at school, you know, I would have conversations with them and we would determine together if it was something worth
bringing up...
addressing. Yes.
Yeah.
And there were lots of times that and I would always say, do you want me to get involved? And often they were like, no, we just need to talk about it. But when they said yes, I was like, all right, I'm on it. And I would look up school policies and rules, and I would go talk to them, and I would say, you know, I understand why this policy is in place, but understand how this is impacting my child and other children. You know, so you can't just go in there screaming at them.
Yeah.
So what can you do as a student when you're really unhappy at school? Like,
I mean, when you're really unhappy, like, I should have actually found outlets, like, healthy outlets, not just say hold up in my room and stuff.
well, when you finally,
But-
like when you were at Medina, like I helped you
Yeah.
find stuff.
Yeah, like, if no one is going to, in fact, help you when you're not happy at school, my advice is to find healthy outlets that you like to help you work with those emotions, understand why, and the hows, and, like, you know...
I think for you guys, what would help is when you had other friends that were like, yeah, that's stupid too.
Yeah, and,
So
like...
you felt less alone.
Yeah, and, like, find a friend group that isn't going to fucking stab you in the back or be an asshole.
Well, that's
to you.
really hard to find.
Yeah.
But you can go to clubs. Like you had after school clubs sometimes.
Yeah, like, I was part of the GSA and a D&D club.
Right.
So-
And then here, you know, you didn't like anything at the school. So we started out with Fiesta Youth when
Yeah.
you were at Medina.
Yeah.
And then you found a D&D club through Fiesta Youth. Right. And you kind of switched over to that because it was more of a mature crowd.
Yeah.
So,
And it's, like, a smaller group
but
of
parents
people.
also have to be willing to support you with that, because what did I have to do?
Support me.
I had to drive you, and I had to be there for you and take you to things. And not all kids have that, unfortunately.
Yeah, not all kids have that.
And I mean, I only gave you what, 2? You're only allowed to have 2 activities?
2 activities
I
in
got
school.
4 kids, y'all. I'm not trying to run myself ragged, and they all like different things.
It was 2 activities or 1 activity and a job. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, you didn't have to have any activities if you had a job. Did I say that?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. So, that was the thing.
So did you have any environments at school that actually helped you learn?
Yeah, and it's like, it's the Roosevelt and Fort Walton environments, like, they're semi-strict, and, like, relaxed, like,
I think they
You-
gave the teachers a little bit more flexibility.
they do give the teachers more flexibility, because the phone policies, while there is a blanket policy on phones, the teachers themselves had a say on whether if you could and when you can use your phones in class. Like, if you wanted to listen to music, you could ask the teacher and be like, hey, can I listen to music while I work? And if they don't want you to go on your phone to listen to music, there was a chance, most teachers did this, they would play music from their computers.
That's nice.
Yeah, so really nice. So, like, the environments where the teachers had more say over what goes on in their classroom actually helped, because those environments were more relaxed. It was easier to learn. not everyone was fucking passive aggressive, and
I wonder if the teachers like that more too.
I mean, teachers would probably like that more. And like, if anyone got out of hand and not follow school or classroom rules, that person themselves would in fact deal with the consequences and not the entire class on most occasions.
So you don't like blanket punishments either?
I absolutely hate blanket punishments because, this is gonna go back to Medina, one of my teachers, because now I was absent when the class fucked up, like that class fucked up, but I wasn't there, and neither was like 2 other people, and we were also punished along with the rest of the class, and we're like, we weren't here, we didn't do this, why do we have to be fucking punished with this shit too? And I never got to do the project.
So how
We never got to do the project.
Right. How does...
And that affected our grades.
Well, I understand that, but how does the environment impact your learning?
So, relaxed environments make you more willing to learn.
Okay.
More willing to stay on task because it doesn't feel like someone is breathing down my neck 24/7.
Okay.
So, it allows me to work through the problems, and if I can't necessarily find a solution for my problems with the schoolwork, and be like, hey, so-and-so, can help with this? Because we were allowed to talk in class because classroom policies and shit like that. And it's mostly the relaxed, open-minded environments that are really good because you feel safe.
Did any of the kids take advantage of that?
A couple, but they were like, the teachers were like, yeah, no, absolutely not.
Do you think you had more compliance when the environments were relaxed than the strict environments?
Yes, because, now here, teenagers, we will do the exact fucking opposite or find some way to do what you don't want us to do. So,
Really?
yeah, because that's how kids are.
What if it's not something you want to do? You would do it anyways?
No, I mean, like, don't want us to get on our phones even if it's for, like, learning purposes. Okay, so, phone policies for Medina, like,
Yeah, this phone policy is really,
because
what is it? What did you say? Jimmy in your jam?
grinds my gears, Jimmy's my jam.
Jimmy, this phone policy is Jimmy's your jams.
Like,
I sound like a total dweeb. I'm one of those parents, like, I want to be cool. Jimmy's your jams.
Caesar got,
Jimmy's your jams.
yeah, Caesar got vibe checked by his senators. Try saying that for a little bit. Because in this day and age, in this fucking 21st century, technology is being brought into the classrooms. Now, Medina, we weren't allowed to use that technology unless it was in the computer labs to help us, because if the teacher was busy with someone else and we didn't have fucking textbooks.
Do you know why Medina was like that?
From what I've been told by other students, that was the school where every other student who has been expelled from all the other fucking schools had to go.
No. So Medina High School is the only high school in Medina County. And it's a rural area. So think about it. Most of these students, they probably live on farms or their families work on farms. And unless you live in one of the housing developments like we did, we lived where the mini mansions were because we stayed with my brother.
Yeah.
A lot of those students were from rural areas. So they don't have all of this city life stuff. And I think they were that's just their environment.
That is their environment. Yeah, that is their environment. And then there's...
You never thought about that, did you?
I mean, not like... It was a passing thought at some point.
Or was it? You never thought of that.
It's a passing thought. And then I'm just like...
It puts a whole new perspective on it, though, doesn't
when
it?
you really look at that passing thought, yes.
Okay.
Yes, Mom, I do have passing thoughts on
So
environments.
so I've been talking about moving to a big plot of land and like pretty much cutting myself off from society. Like how are you gonna do with that? What if we can't have like internet and stuff?
I mean, I kind of grew up without internet in the first place, so.
Yeah, but like now you want to have cell phone and internet and Hulu and all those things. Like how?
I mean, I have a phone. I have Spotify.
What about
it's premium.
having to get up in the morning and like shovel shit?
Okay, I like horse stalls.
You won't even to the litter box
Because it's a fucking litter box. Besides, the litter box is not my responsibility.
You don't even do your responsibilities, but that's another topic for another thing.
That's another day. But yeah, like this is now, the student body did in fact have phones and did in fact have Wi-Fi, because I've noticed this a lot. Like these people had fucking J's, okay? Do you know what J's are?
Yes, I know what J's are.
Okay.
Yes, this old lady knows what J's are.
Like they had all of this.
When did J's come out?
Can't remember anymore. A long time ago.
Yeah, back when the dinosaurs roamed the earth and I walked uphill both ways to go to school. Most of the stuff you guys find cool is shit that was from the 90s, so just or the late 80s.
Yeah. So
I'm like, oh man, I should have kept all my shit.
I mean, you did keep that one jacket.
I did, but
I'm not giving that to anyone.
So I'm just saying, like, I feel like with students, once they have something, they don't want it taken away.
We don't want to let it go.
And I think that's a big part of it, is that your parents have bestowed this phone on you and you don't want it taken away. These parents have bestowed these short shorts on you, you don't want it taken away. The parents have to buy it before the kids are going to wear them.
Or the kids themselves, if they have a job, are going to buy it.
That, and then, or yeah, they'll hide it from the... Either way, they have gotten it, either themselves or from their parents, and they don't want it taken away.
Yeah, because it's theirs.
Well, but, like, I can't... If I had an office job, could I go to work looking like this?
Dress for the environment.
I would have to dress for the environment. In some of my environments, I had to wear stuff that I didn't like wearing. Like when I would have to brief headquarters, like...
You'd have to dress nice.
Yeah, and I had to wear my hair down, and oh my god. And wear jewelry and stuff.
Could you wear your hair up and still dress nice?
So there's been... I have all these theories about stuff like that, and I actually researched it. When you have straight hair, you look more professional to people with your hair down. And when you have curly hair...
It's up.
You have to, if you wear your hair down, you look unprofessional and unkept. So, yes, if I want people to look past my exterior, and hear what I'm saying, I know how I have to be. And that's just a fact of life. Just like students, if you want somebody to not treat you, a certain way, based on the way you dress, unfortunately, it says something about you. Whether that is true or not, it's just how we are as people. Everything has a label.
Subconsciously get vibes off of people.
And I'm not saying I agree with the labeling system. I'm saying that sometimes we have to work within what we know.
What we know, what we have.
I could have totally walked into a briefing with a general in my khaki pants, khaki chucks, and a polo shirt because that's what I wore to work some days. After a while, I didn't even care what I wore, but I could have totally done that because it was my work attire that nobody had an issue with, right? Or combat boots and whatever. But instead, I wanted them to look past certain things about me. I took my nose ring out. I covered my tattoos. I wore slacks. I wore pumps or flats. I wore my hair down. So that's life. So yeah. And I'm telling you right now, when people meet me and I'm dressed the way I like to dress, they don't realize how smart I am. They don't realize how professional I can be. They don't realize how capable I am. I am totally stereotyped. And then when they get to know me, they're like, they say stupid shit to me like, wow, you're really smart. Oh, you didn't expect that from me?
Yeah, like I said this earlier, dress for the environment, but I'm like, when it came to school policy and the stupid things in like hotter areas, like dress for the environment, but also dress for your health and safety. Like I understand the entire dress for your job or the environment of your job, and dressing.
I personally
for
think if they're going to get rid
else.
of tank tops and stuff, they need to make it a only t-shirt. T-shirt only. You have to have sleeves always. There's no sometimes and for this
and no
this,
three-finger thick straps because those are
I wouldn't
really
even do
fucking
that. I'd be
irritating.
like, sleeves. You have to wear sleeves. Period. Your shirt when you raise your hands has to touch the top of your bottoms. You have to wear no shorts for anybody. Pants. Just make it easy.
Like no exercise wear for anyone, boys and because like there was so much more lax on the boys. I'm just like
that's what I'm saying. I feel like it should be a blanket across the board.
Like no workout clothes period unless your class requires it, because for dance we actually had to wear workout clothes because we're moving around a lot. Like unless your class requires it, no workout clothes.
I love wearing racerback tank tops, right? But I can wear a t-shirt and still not be too damn hot. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
So I think they make things more complicated than it needs to be.
Than it needs to be. So, yeah, there's something in my head, and just like I don't know what it is anymore. It's just a blur now.
So essentially, what we're saying in this episode, if I'm correct, what you wanted to get at is the environment in the school plays just as much a part on learning as the teachers, like the curriculum. And how they teach.
Yeah.
Okay, well I agree with you on that. And sometimes there's not a lot we can do. And now that we're talking about it, like you guys were pretty open with me, but now I wish you would have been more open with me.
Yeah.
Because I would have loved to have been supporting you and maybe even just help you see a different perspective. So here's what I think. Sometimes if you get a different perspective, you can move past that issue, even if it doesn't get solved. So it's like, okay, I see where you're coming from, Mom. I can see that might be a potential cause or factor in this. I can let it go. But if you don't have like a reason
or soundboard.
No, a reason.
A reason.
Like if you're like, I don't understand why they're doing it, it's just stupid, and then I'm like, well, maybe it's this. And you're like, hey, that makes sense, and then you can move past it.
Yeah.
I think teenagers or people in general, we're constantly being like, why? And if we can't come up with a plausible why, we come up with something outlandish, and then it impacts us.
Yeah.
So I think that has to do with a lot of students. And I'm hoping, honestly, that I can figure out how to put these out to where, at least high school kids can listen to it without us getting in trouble because of all the cursing. So they can hear this. And if you can't go to your parent, like, find somebody, a teacher,
a friend,
a pastor.
Friend. I mean,
if you have a level-headed friend.
If you do have a level-headed
friend. When we talk about balancing your thinking and resilience training, we tell you that one of the things that you can do is to ask a friend. But we always say ask the right friend. You don't want to go to your man-hating friend to ask advice about dating men. You don't want to go to the person that always agrees with you
for advice on other things.
Yeah, because you the whole point of going to somebody else is to getting a different perspective, so you can think through it a little bit better.
Like me, I am the level-headed friend, but I'm also the weird space uncle of the group.
Probably because of me, I would say.
Yeah.
Can I take credit for that?
Yes, you can. So like, I'm the one that all my friends come to when they want, like, me to help them with their problems or something like that. And it was just like, yeah, have you ever thought about this or this? And, like, I always ask questions so I can get, like, a better understanding of the situation that they're in. Like, with one of my friends, and yeah. And that other thing about dressing for the environment thing, like, you've seen how I dress for school. Sweatpants, oversized shirts, that kind of stuff, baggy clothes. But somehow, in some odd way, I always seem to attract more people. Just like, what?
Attract them how?
And they're like, oh, hey. Like I'm just sitting, like, the way I normally do in those uncomfortable desks.
It's probably not your clothes.
Like, I mean, but I dress that way to where, like, I give off the vibe of, please don't bother me. Like, the don't bother me vibe, because people aren't usually going to bother you if you dress like a bummy piece of shit, so.
That's not true.
I mean, I haven't been bothered mostly until Roosevelt.
I don't know.
With
that's a whole other.
With the way I dress.
Making noise.
So
that's a whole other story.
So, yeah. This has been episode 3. We hope you enjoyed. If you do have questions, concerns about any of the topics, slap them in the comments on whatever platform, or you can just, like, shoot us an email or something.
Yeah, ask us questions. Tell us what you think. Like, we want to know. I wouldn't say concerns. I hope nobody has any concerns.
Concerns.
This is just us, our life.
Over topics. Like,
if you don't agree with us, fine, cool. Don't agree with us. I don't know what they would be concerned about. Our cursing, maybe, but fuck you. Like, I'm sorry. Like, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. This is
words are words, and the words I choose to use are the words I choose to use.
So,
and they've done scientific studies that people that are really smart curse a lot. So.
Oh, it's also been proven that the more you curse, the more honest you are with your friends and family.
Oh, I'm super freaking honest. It's ridiculous. But anyway, so we are talking about possibly, if you guys are interested, you can submit, maybe some challenges that you're having, and we can give our thoughts on it. Maybe give you a different perspective. Maybe you don't have access to somebody that you can get a different perspective on it. Now you've got 2 different people right here that have different perspectives too. So you could have 3 perspectives. Yours, Lance's, and mine, and you can work things through. Does that sound like a fun thing that we can do? Start mixing those in?
Yeah.
I think we can do that. We'll add it to the webpage, so you can go to www.imfingawesomeyo.com. There'll be a tab for My Mom and Me podcast, and we'll have a form on there you can fill out, and we'll give you our perspective, our opinion.
But
we'd like to keep it on topics that young adults, high schoolers, maybe even I would say high school and above,
like high school and above,
early 20s, like your challenges.
Yeah.
Maybe parents that have high school, early 20s
children
that would love.
Yeah.
Because that's, I do have an 11-year-old, but my 3 oldest kids are 21, almost 22, almost 21, and you're almost 19. You're getting there.
4 more months, Mom.
Yeah. So that's the age range that, like, we would really like to be there for people, because it's a tough time. So yeah, we would love to, or even just, tell us about ourselves if you want. That's cool. So I am Christina.
I'm Lance.
And we out. Deuces.
Bye.